So it's September 25th, and I just poured the pad for the kiln I'm going to make. Did the site work yesterday. I just showed you quick the site, and there's a pad all poured, so I'm going to let this cure for a couple days, and then I'll start the build. Alright, so I've been working on this kiln a couple of nights now. I have the pad poured. Top of the pad is cinder block, and then a layer of hard fire brick on the bottom of the fireboxes. And I just finished setting 3 layers of the firebox. I'm going to go up 6 layers. This kiln in Olsen's kiln book, the diagram has it 5 bricks high at a 1/6 for high altitude. I'm at sea level here, a little above it, so I'm not exactly high altitude, but all the other ones I've been looking at, people have been building, are all 6 bricks high. And Olsen's book is has some couple of errors here and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to document this exactly how I do it, with the brick counts and everything. And that way, you know, if you decide to make this kiln, you can do exactly how I do it without any questions. So, just like the Olsen kiln book, it's 5 bricks by 4.5 bricks. I'm using a product, I forget the name of it. It's not Saraset. The kiln materials, they're hard to get unless you live near a pottery. So this is a high temp mortar that you can get at any fireplace supplier, I guess. It's safe up to 2,000 degrees, so that'll be fine for these fireboxes, I'm sure. It says 2,000 plus, well over 2,000 actually on the website, so I'm gonna guess it'll be good for this kiln. I'm actually dipping these bricks. This mortar I'm making very thin, and I'm just dipping the face and the edges. What I do is I lay them dry first, make sure it's all level, and then I dip them and stack them. And I'm not a mason by any stretch, so I just kind of use my fingers literally and just kind of work it in the edges where it might need to be. So as you can see, it's coming out pretty good. I level every brick, and I level you know, front to back, side to side, so it's going to be level when I get up to the 6th course. I'm going to get 4 kiln shelves, actually 20 by 20. The errors I was talking about in the Olsen kiln book is that it says that this kiln needs shelves 18 by 18, but those would be too small for this brick count and the brick count that's in the book. I don't know where they got that measurement, but I'll verify it anyway. So that's all I'm going to do for now. The end here is for the chimney, obviously. I'm going to build that after I do the 6 courses here. I'll build the chimney base. So these are used brick too, and they're not exactly square. They're kind of beat up. You got bits of cement here and there, so I needed to scrape them and clean them. So I use a wire brush and I scrape all the mud and the gook off them. And this is what I have left for bricks. This will be enough. I had right about 200 of these bricks, so that'll give me enough for the base and 6 courses high. I don't know if I'll have enough for a fireplace for the chimney base, but we'll see what happens. If not, I'll just, you know, I'll make the base out of soft brick, which I have about a pallet and a half of that all used also. So I'm taking it slow, making sure everything's square and not rushing anything. And that's it for now. All right, so today I got the base all set, and I'm making a system where I can remove the firebox covers if they were to crack or break or warp on this particular fast fire kiln. So I basically just took a couple of kiln shells and cut them. Actually, these, the ones with the holes there, are cut-offs from the shelves that I had to buy. So what it is they sit in the groove underneath those fire bricks. There's a 1-inch, I cut 1-inch fire brick, the same thickness as the shelves. See, they slide in the groove there. So I can slide 2 in from the throat. Say I had one break, I could just slide it out and replace it with another one. So here's the kiln all bricked up, and I have the steel frame all tacked in place. That front cross piece and the rear cross piece are going to get cut out, and I'm going to reposition them after I get the arch up, but before I take the form out. So as you can see, I have the form all in place. It's a 4-inch arch, 4.5-inch arch. I have the skew backs all made, just cut on the table saw and then sanded with this 36 grit on this block, so they're nice and flat where I need them to be, and some backing bricks. So that's it for now. Just figured I'd show you the arch, and I'll show you quickly how I sand these blocks flat when I get these skew backs in place on this side. Alright, so here's the top of my arch here. I sanded these bricks here already quickly, and I have the first one in place, as you can see. So here's the second set of skew backs. So what I'm going to do is take my piece of sandpaper on this board, go back and forth so it's all even and straight. So it gives me a nice flat surface. I've never done an arch before, so I read in Olsen's book that you should leave a gap, a shelf for the first brick to sit on both sides. It's good practice. So there's my skew backs in place, my backing bricks in place, my arch all set up. So now I'm going to lay these bricks. Arch bricks. I need arch bricks, obviously. So what I did is I took the bricks here, put down to the table saw, and just cut an angle on it, a little groove, to give me 2 1/8 here, and then the full brick thickness here. Take my sandpaper, I already did this side, about 20 seconds sanding, and when I do both sides I'll have my arch brick. So here's a completed arch. I'm fitting the key bricks now. So basically I'm getting them close, and I'm just sanding with my sander until I get them to fit perfectly. And then I'm going to take that piece of sandpaper, and I'm going to go over the whole dome and make it nice and smooth. I'm going to let any sanding dust fill in the cracks and hopefully tighten things up just a little bit more. Okay, so I just finished the keystones. I'm pretty happy with this. First brickwork I've ever done in my life. I took that sanding block and I smoothed out the top. I think it looks pretty good. Now we just need to finish welding up the steel. I need to get some more power down here. The generator I have keeps tripping because the welder takes too much current. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Get it all welded up. Move that front cross piece and the one in the back. Maybe weld it up at an angle like an upside down V, just to keep those sides in. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm pretty happy.